Joshua, maybe we can take the questions right now to close the gap between when she comes back. And is there any question right now? Then we are happy to answer that.
Yes, we have one question. Andreas, I think you can more or less jump into it. The question actually came from Javed Fared, and the question was mentioning about tools and performance. I've been looking for a way to assess the impact or performance of CSR initiatives. I've looked extensively into social impact assessment, but it remains a complex methodology. Any advice, please? Andreas, I know it's a complex one, but I'll let you jump into it.
Well, this is you choose now the hottest topic. Who asked the question, Joshua?
This came from Fared.
Fared.
From Constance Hotels and Resorts.
Hello.
All right, great, Constance. I was expecting such a tough question from Constance, of course. Thanks for that. Well, this is the most challenging aspect that you're mentioning here. I only know of 2 studies that I've been reading that were very interesting. I might give you that recommendation. I will look for that and send it to you. One was about the GTZ, that's a German body, and together with the Dominican Republic going into social impact assessment. For everyone who doesn't know that, it's Ferret, you might explain it with your words. For my words, it's like Darren talked about the environmental impact assessment. So what is actually happening to the environment once we change some things? And the social impact assessment is what happens to the social side. So it's like the 2 sides of the sustainability side. Ferret, is it explained well, or you want to add something here?
The way that I usually explain it when I discuss with my team is, let's say we have got a budget of 10 rupees and we get a request for 2 CSR activities. One, taking into consideration all of the parameters being standard. One of the project will benefit maybe 2 people, 2 beneficiaries, and the other project will benefit 10 people. So which one of the projects should we choose?
Very good question. And I don't have a really good answer to you because that's a very complex issue, as you told. I know about 2 studies. One is about GTZ and Dominican Republic. I can share that with you. It is a little bit older. The newest about social impact assessment was done by TUI and Cyprus. Have you heard about that one? There is a whole report published on the web about that, how decisions in tourism activities affect the social dimension in any destination. Have you seen that?
I think it was published in 2018.
Yes, exactly. Great.
Yes, I have gone through that. Yes.
Okay, but again, there are 2 hot topics right now. One is that social impact assessment, and I have been looking at many of those, and I really have a hard time diving into that because it demands a lot of complex issues. So as I'm working a lot with SMEs, I really try not to dig into that. But so I can't give you the best answer on that, only these 2 studies. That is one part. And the second hottest issue is right now the contribution of agriculture to climate change. This is also a very hot topic, how these 2 are interrelated. But Ferret, I'm honest, I can't give you more answers than that. So you are at the forefront of the research because that's a really hot academic topic right now. Anyone else around to contribute to that? Maybe we are swarm intelligence here.
Yeah. Yes, thanks, Javed, for that question. You know, in Mauritius, if I'm not mistaken, if it has not changed so far, I think it is 2% of the tax profit, right? So for all the large companies who are doing profits, then it is 2%, which needs to go to the CSR funds. And if I'm not mistaken as well, it is about you contributing, can be to a sports complex, can be to environment protection, could be also for social improvement in your community. Right. So I will gather that now that it is so much important to report on, it has to be something where you will choose where you can think that you will be able to report onto it. So your choice of choosing where to put your money of CSR is really to have a complete assessment of, is it feasible to report on an action and what impacts are going to endeavor from your actions that you're going to put money in. So I think that the reflection is really at the initial phase of where you are going to place the money of the CSR, because the Ministry of Finance, they do require, I believe, a kind of report on where your CSR is going.
Yeah, but there's no KPI earmarked. For the time being, under the National CSR Fund, 1.5% of the profit goes into the fund through MRA.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
0.5% remains with the company, where we can invest in projects. And of course, at the end, we need to report on which are the projects that we have been funding. So for the selection of the project per se, that's okay. It's already well defined. We already have a whole lot of CSR program that has been running for more than a decade now. And of course, we had to adapt with the new law since 2017, I think. It became effective in the budget speech, I remember. So that's okay. But the idea was really since we are talking about KPIs and performance, was how to decide which project to choose. So like I said, we do receive requests, but on which aspect should we kind of consider to allocate the budget to a specific project or the other project? This is the kind of research I'm into. Because of course we talk about most of the projects actually will go for the 10 people instead of the 2 people. I mean, beneficiaries. So that's the normal trend across the globe. But is it the right metrics to use? So this has been my question for a few years. And like I said, I have researched quite a bit of it, but it's still a question mark for me.
It's quite philosophical as well, Javed. I think that we need really a big team to really focus on this. But then it goes into the vision and the mission statements of the company as well. You know, where you are going to put your money in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are 2 ways to do it. One is, as you're saying, that to do it very objective as possible, then you have to go into scientific research. That's a huge issue to dive into. The other is to do it subjective, to create indicators for you, like evaluation indicators, how many people will be affected, how many, as I think you have done that, I guess.
Exactly.
About certification, and then to have a team of people that you ask to rate that subjectively to make a decision. So that's the 2 approaches. It's really, I would say, this is a Champions League of sustainability management. I feel like I need to learn something to go for that Champions League as well. But if there is any comments in the room, please feel free. Maybe someone has a good solution already. Sandrine has a good solution here. Sandrine, please contribute.
I don't have a solution, but I think methodology-wise, I think regarding there's a lot more projects now going into impact investing, and I think the funds that are focusing on impact investment are developing a kind of sort of methodology and KPI. So I think that could be another way of trying to really build a more easier methodology, maybe for the tourism sector, and getting inspired also on the impact investment, because when you see if you invest in the 2 people instead of the 10 people, maybe the 2 people are going to create more value with their project that are going to impact more than 10 people after that. So it's a matter of really seeing which kind of project and seeing the value in terms of money, the value in terms of employment, of well-being, and everything. So, and also the impact it will have on the brand, and where it's going to get more tourists, because if 60% of the tourists are looking for brand which is going into sustainability, then obviously you're going to get out of it more value for your projects. So I think it's also a matter of getting inspired a little bit of, there's no perfect methodology right now. But there is a lot of things happening also on carbon footprint reduction and everything in KPI. So I think it's a matter of, yes, putting our heads together. And I think every destination is different also. So it needs to be also adjusted to the culture and the local projects and the level of development of the destination also.
Right. Thank you, Sandrine.
Great, Sandrine. Thanks for sharing that. And yes, I think what you're saying, you're raising a question of what leads us into the future, and that's definitely the future about decision, how we make decisions. So thanks so much for sharing that. I think unfortunately Lena is not back right now. I sent her a mail, but she didn't answer yet, so it must be an internet connection issue there. Do we have any more questions right now on that spot, Joshua, that we can answer here?
And not really, just there's one, Pascal Alapen is asking if someone can please give post. I think this can be posted more or less in the chat box, the name of the CSR impact study that you referred to. So if you can post that in the chat box, I think that would be good.
Okay.
By the way, Lena is already back.
Ah, great. Hey, Lena, welcome back.